It is one of those rainy days in Arizona. I mean, there's no blue sky. I mean, everything is just completely socked in with rain. I got my raincoat on because we're out here collecting as much water as we can. Let me show you what we're doing. So with the patio that you already know about, we have a gutter on the outside that's eventually, we think, gonna feed down. This is easier. Feed down through a PVC pipe underneath the ground and back to our freshwater tank. As long as this is higher than the freshwater tank, then gravity will still feed water into our tank, even though it's going underground. But for now, since that's not set up yet, we just have a trash can here, and we are literally taking a Home Depot bucket and hauling water manually from this guy over to our freshwater tank because we don't want to lose that water. And we were down 500-600 gallons to 500 or 600 gallons before all this rain started. So we need the rain. We want all this water. So it's a little bit of a cold, wet, manual effort to make this work. But I mean, look at all of this water. You get way more water out of a rainstorm than you might think. But when you don't catch it, you don't necessarily realize that. But this is really cool to see. It's really cool to see all of this water go into our freshwater tank because it's just a cool process and it's very sustainable. We're not huge environmentalists, but it's still really cool to see. And what I'm also doing is I have a Home Depot bucket on our rain catchment tank because it's completely full, but I don't want to bring the water transfer pump out here and get it wet and muddy, but I still want to capture all that water too. So I have actually disconnected the PVC coming down from the gutter, feeding it into a Home Depot bucket and then pouring that manually every 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how hard it's raining, into our freshwater tank. So we still get all of that water as well. As you can see, we have lots of water ponding here, which this is not too bad. But once the gravel comes, all this you won't even see. But as you can see, our courtyard is doing just fine. I don't really see any major rain runoff problems, at least here towards the house. But it's staying nice and dry underneath this patio. Well, at least from about, I don't know, here over. Got a couple of chairs here if we want them. So yeah, things are going well. It's wet, but things are going well. It's about 2 hours later. Courtney was nice enough to bring me some tea. As you can see, it's still raining. This is very unusual in Arizona, but it does happen. I probably personally poured in 150, 175 gallons of water into our freshwater tank. Truthfully, I don't have to be doing this, but I am determined to get a full tank of water, or a full freshwater tank of water. Yeah, or at least as close as I can to it. And this is kind of like my second workout of the day, and you don't often get days like this, so I'm just kind of, in a sick way, I'm kind of enjoying it. And it's free, fresh water. I told Courtney, who's behind the camera, that I will be personally offended if she does not take a bath tonight, because we have more water than we could possibly stand right now. And you're gonna take a long hot shower when you get in because you are soaked. Let me turn this around. My hair's probably a mess. So you are taking a bath, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Good. I'm cleaning. Today's a cleaning day, except for the floors because there's mud everywhere because of this. So it'll be a nicer word after I'm done cleaning. But you need to take a really hot shower first. Yes, I think I'll do that. Yeah. I think I'll do that. So enjoy your hot tea. I may have spiked it. Spiked it? Oh. We're not going anywhere. No. And you're working your butt off, so. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Hey, you make a whip ring. We're venturing out after the hurricane-style rains we had. Okay, it wasn't quite that windy, but it was a lot of rain. We got probably 200-ish gallons inside the freshwater tank. At this point, we couldn't empty the rain catchment tank into our freshwater tank without it overflowing, which is an awesome position to be in because, as you know, water is the only thing that I wish we had more of just in general. And right now we have a bunch of it. So anyway, the rain has stopped, as you can see, and we are going out to venture around to get some exercise, give the dog some exercise, and yeah, it's not too bad out here actually.
Hoping for a little bit of sun to get our batteries up a bit.
Yes, that too. Now it's the batteries.
You don't really have to open it all the way.
And one thing you'll quickly learn living off of a dirt road is when it rains, you either live off of a really nice dirt road or it sucks. It sucks. It's not like the pavement. Pavement has it doesn't care whether it rains, but on a dirt road, it definitely does. There are some roads that are great, other roads aren't so much. We are kind of in the middle, but for the most part, it's actually pretty good. You can see this part of the road is really puddled. We have never seen a puddle here before, but that's only because it's rained for about 8 straight hours. Hard. But as you can see, there's a lot of really wet mud that's deep. So to make it through here, you're probably gonna have to keep up your speed. And that means you're also gonna get your car or truck a little bit muddy. But the nice thing about dirt roads is you can just pick your lane. If you have to drive on the other side, as long as there's nobody there, of course. It's expected. It's a dirt road. You just do what you got to do. By the way, in the last video, you saw us up on the Chiricahuas. See them out there? No, because we don't either. And that's very common. Rainstorm, Chiricahuas disappear. They just kind of hide. Oh, Patty, look at your paws. We may have had to give Patty a bath.
Just the bottom.
A little bit of a bath. Yeah.
Just the bottom half of her, huh?
Yeah.
She doesn't enjoy baths as much as I do.
That's for sure.
Well, we're gonna bake some cookies now, huh? You can
Woo!
help.
I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. What kind of cookies are we making?
Cinnamon sugar.
And by we, I mean you. Cinnamon sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It was already come out of the freezer. So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna take a bath tonight.
I'd be personally offended if you didn't.
I know, that's what you said, so I'm going to.
Perfect. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here, but before I do, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a recap of where we ended outside after all of this rain. We still have a completely full, or close to full, as you can see, rain catchment tank. So the water comes down off the roof, down through this downspout, and into our little rain catchment tank here. This is where that Home Depot bucket was, and I was just manually filling our freshwater tank, which is here, with water that was coming down out of the spout. Because I didn't want to transfer this water into that tank yet, because I didn't want the transfer pump to be sitting here and getting all muddy. So this is still full. It still needs to be pumped into here. We'll probably do that within the next couple of days after we start using some water inside. And looks like we have a wheelbarrow with about a quarter of water. Of course, we're not going to use that for drinking or showering or anything. And if we come over here, our trash can that we were using before, as you can see, is completely full of water. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna leave that guy full of water because our contractor is gonna come back and put the flooring in underneath his patio. And for that, he needs a lot of water. So I'm just gonna leave that for him so he has a full trash can of water, which is about 32 gallons. But in the course of the rainstorm, I probably used 4 or 5 completely full trash cans of water. That's probably 150, 160 gallons just from this guy alone that I put into the freshwater tank. So there's a lot of water that we collected. And by the way, this is a almost brand new trash can. So it was clean. I made sure to wash it out before actually using this for rainwater catchment. And as you know, we filter through like 3 or 4 different filtering processes before the water gets into the sinks and showers. And we also have a Berkey before we actually drink the water that we are collecting from our rain catchment system. So we do the very best we can to make sure that the water that we're using inside is as clean as possible. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Didn't anticipate filming this video today, but it was raining cats and dogs, so I figured this was a good opportunity to break out the camera and show you what we do on a really wet day out in the middle of the desert.